Love during the lockdown. It's not easy to find a partner, but companionship may be needed more now than ever. But some research is showing more couples are getting divorced during the pandemic. So is now the right time to find your soulmate? Our own Lex Pincus is finding out in today's 360.
The pandemic is all about isolation. In order to stay safe, we must stay apart. But some of us are looking now more than ever for connection, companionship, and maybe even love. On the other end of the spectrum, some of us are spending even more time with our partners, resulting in some serious cabin fever. But conflicting studies are making it hard to figure out if divorce is down or if it's spiking due to the pandemic. So in today's 360, we're asking, should singles be looking for love, and are relationships lasting under pandemic pressures? We spoke to a local matchmaker who says business is booming, and a family attorney who says it could be too early to tell if many relationships will survive. There are many studies floating around claiming that divorces are either high or low during 2020. But Associate Attorney Katie Ailes is breaking down why we may be seeing so much conflicting data.
First off, there's a lot of different sources from different states, and divorce rates historically have varied significantly between states. So that's one factor that may impact that. In addition to that, sometimes we're looking at, more like census type surveys where you're just asking folks, whereas other times you're looking at like how many cases have been filed, or you're looking at how many divorce decrees have actually been entered by a certain jurisdiction, and that can all skew the results in that we're not really comparing apples to apples, right? I don't think we really know the impact of the pandemic yet, particularly given part of this year was pre-pandemic, and there was divorce cases filed even in 2019 or even 2018 that are still ongoing. And so there's a lot of different various factors.
And though Katie says there's been a decrease in divorce these past 5 years in Colorado, and even toward the start of the pandemic,
speaking to myself personally, I think early pandemic, there was a bit of a slowdown. I think, people were at home trying to figure out how to do remote learning and where to find toilet paper and not worried about other things like that.
But as the pandemic continues,
I do think that we did see a huge increase in the summer and got very busy. And I know in speaking with most of my colleagues and friends in the industry, it seemed to be that was the general consensus, that everyone was very busy in the summer, and that has continued. I do think, just from my own, again, anecdotal experience this year, it does seem like there is an increase.
And though conditions may not look good if you're already in a relationship, a Colorado matchmaker has hope new love will blossom despite almost having to shut her business down.
I can't say it's all been easy. I've had to really pivot my business, and honestly, in the first couple weeks of the pandemic, I thought I was just going to close everything down. Fortunately, people came out of the woodwork and decided virtual dates are possible, virtual events are possible.
But a recent Wallet Hub study has put Denver on the charts in the dating scene. The city was recently ranked 3rd in the nation for singles.
People are definitely looking for love right now. I personally, in my business and other matchmakers I've talked to across the country, have found that our businesses are just growing exponentially. I think the pandemic is forcing people to take a look at themselves, do some self-reflection, and realize what's important to me. And for a lot of people, it's, well, I've prioritized my job forever. Let's find love.
And as a vaccine rolls out and case numbers decrease, everyone is looking forward to being together again.
And I really think I'm just looking forward to bringing people together in real life. People are definitely missing that human connection, those events. So just having no worries of, is this person sick? Am I going to get sick? There's so many more things that single people have to think about right now.
So whether you are fresh off a relationship or bear the pandemic on your own, we're all looking forward to breaking up with COVID-19. Have a topic you'd like us to explore? Email us at 360@thedenverchannel.com. For Denver 7, I'm Lex Pincus.
So we asked viewers like you, is the pandemic the right time to look for love? So here's what some of you had to say about this. Brooke writes, it's a good time to solidify existing relationships, but with the situation being so temporary, it'll strain on new couples once things go back to almost normal. Julia writes, well, if you didn't get one before the pandemic, what's different now? Some of us are just not lucky enough, I guess. And Eric writes, people think there's always a better option, but most will be living with regret and sorrow once they find out the partner they left was the right choice to begin with. And you can always send more of your